Hi everyone, thank you for joining us for a video with Matthew and Elizabeth Arnold here in Bermuda. They're living out, well, two vocations really. The vocation first to married life, and then also the vocation to the permanent diaconate, as Matthew has begun the process to become a permanent deacon, and Elizabeth joins him in the classes and the different things as they grow and learn together. So thank you for being open to doing this interview. Really
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And I'd like to first start by asking you about your vocation to married life, and maybe if you could tell us a little bit about what first drew you together, or to thinking that this vocation might be for you. Matthew?
Well, first of all, we'd been friends for a long time, family friends, and I think that's really important for us. You know, our families knew each other well, and excuse me.
There's lots of bugs and different things around us always.
Then, you know, we spent a lot of time together before we decided to start dating, and then we started dating and spent more time together, and then decided that first of all we actually liked each other, secondly we had a lot in common, and I think also very importantly our families knew each other, so that was important for us. You know, families and the communities the community in which we lived, a lot of people knew us both, so I think that was a great experience as a basis for getting married.
How about you, Elizabeth?
Yeah, well, like Matthew says, we knew each other for a long time, and we also knew each other's families. I was very good friends with his family. Long before I even knew Matthew, I was very good friends with his sisters and his family. So, and then I really liked being with him, and I liked spending time with him and his family. And then slowly I realized I'd like to spend more time with him. So that's how it happened.
Nice. Was there a spiritual component along the way? Did you ever pray about the vocation?
Yes, I certainly did pray about it, about the possibility of getting married to Liz, and also when the inevitable doubts and fears before you get married come along, I prayed about that as well, and spoke to my sisters in particular about it.
Yes, I think the important thing was that we did go to church together often, either together or with his family, and that was an important part of our being together.
Wonderful. Now, how many years have you been married for?
30.
30 years. Well,
30
congratulations on
Thank
30
you.
years.
Yeah.
That's something else. Looking back over the 30 years, are there, you know, some moments or some events that happened along the way that you thought, you know, wow, I'm just so grateful that, you know, I have this vocation, and that, you know, I've been living it out as best I can?
I think the birth of my first daughter was very much a great event, and also my second daughter, and in no particular order they were both great events. I think that helped us to recommit to each other. There's quite a difference between being a husband and then being a parent and husband together. What do you think?
Yes. I also found that when during some difficult times, it was good for us to have each other to talk to.
Now, sorry about the background noise, but we've always got mopeds and bikes and different things here in Bermuda. And also, you'll notice in the background what sounds like crickets is actually tree frogs. They're tiny little frogs about this big, and they make this chirping sound right around this time at night till about when? 3 or 4 in the morning?
Or later, yes.
Yeah. So, are there things about you know, being in Bermuda and now living out this vocation to the permanent diaconate that you know, have brought joy to your lives, or give you, you know, great hope and inspiration?
I think living in Bermuda has been great. It's a small community, and it's easy to get to know people. It's a very welcoming place, both in the workplace and in the church. And in the schools, we have found the decision to go along with the training for the permanent diaconate was something that took some discernment. You know, people had mentioned it to me over the years. For the future, I think it'll make me feel a lot more part of the community, and it cements my relationship with the community, and it's a challenge as well. Challenge especially in times when service to the community may become more of a necessity, really, with harder economic times. You know, I see a big role for that in the Deaconate.
How about you, Elizabeth? How important is it to you that you go through the preparation together? I noticed you at a class the other night. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, I'm really happy to be going to the classes every week. It's a challenge. Keeping up with the reading is a challenge, but I've enjoyed going to the classes. I've enjoyed being with the other deacons and interacting with them, and I like learning about my faith through that program. I have learned a lot myself.
Do you have any advice for people out there discerning a vocation to married life or even the permanent diaconate?
I think one of the best pieces of advice that I can give to people is not to listen to a lot of advice, especially if it hasn't been asked. But if people do ask for advice, I think I would say for people who are going to get married, rely on each other and get to know each other. Spend time with each other at all times of your married life. You know, we've now reached 30 years and have spent a lot of time together. Not every living moment, but the other thing I would advise people is that marriage is not only between two people, it's between two families, two communities, and there are lots of people in your family, community and church who can help you and know quite a bit about you, even if you think they don't.
How about you, Elizabeth?
I would say show your appreciation for each other, and constantly remind yourself why you're married, and be grateful to your partner, to your husband, and constantly say thank you for small things in life. I know when you have children and life is very busy, and you have young children, you hardly have time to focus on each other, but then it's even more important to focus on each other and be grateful for the little things that you do for each other.
I want to wish you well as you continue to live 30 plus years of married life together, and thank you so much for doing this interview, Matthew. I really appreciate that. Okay, thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you very much.